Good wonderful morning, United States. Good wonderful evening, Singapore and China. Good afternoon, Germany. Welcome to Fashion Business Mastermind Q&A, your weekly board meeting where you ask important questions and get answers that help you to move the needle in your business. I'm Julianne Tufiev, fashion inventor and manufacturer, 15 years in business, and your mentor on this wonderful journey. Stay tuned until the end of the Q&A. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ask questions, and they shall be answered. We have 8 very exciting questions today. I'm pulling them up and we are going through these questions one by one. Question number 1. Chantel is asking, how to select the shipping vendor? Selecting a shipping vendor depends on 6 factors. The first one is the cost. The second one, the speed at which the package needs to be delivered. The third one is the level of tracking and insurance required. The fourth, the size and weight of the package. The fifth is the destination of the package. And the sixth is whether you want to combine fulfillment with shipment or keep them separate. For most product categories, the cost is the leading factor in determining who your supplier will be, who your vendor will be. You want to keep your shipping costs as low as possible. Your shipping budget basically dictates everything else. To meet your shipping budget, you may accept slower delivery, you may accept lower level of insurance, and you will change your packaging in order to minimize your shipment costs most of the time. One thing has to be given at all times when you are selecting a shipping vendor. Your shipping vendor should be reliable. This is extremely important. An unreliable shipping partner can be cost effective, so you will pay less for shipment, but your cost will exponentially go up in customer service, in damaged product, in opportunity costs, because clients will not buy your products in the future. This is why you would love to have a reliable shipping vendor. So here are the steps for you to follow to select the shipping vendor. 1. Determine your shipping needs, the size and weight of the package, the destination, the delivery time, the level of tracking and insurance required, and level of fulfillment required. Also, your budget. 2. Research available shipping vendors. When you're researching available shipping vendors, please do not focus on the classic shipping vendors only, on the old ones in the market. Look at the new ones, or those who are in the market probably for the last 10 years, 15 years. So there will be a lot of names that you will not know, but these will be the companies who are way much more effective in the shipment and provide better rates than those classic vendors we are thinking of when we're thinking about shipping. The third one would be to compare their shipping rates, delivery times, and services offered. The fourth one would be to consider the reputation of these vendors, including their reliability, customer service, and handling of packages, meaning how damaged or not packages arrive at your clients. You evaluate their costs and you arrange meetings to negotiate. You always arrange meetings to negotiate. After you have a short list of those vendors that you consider to be your vendors, you have personal face-to-face meetings to them or phone meetings to them, and you explain your budget to the company. Most of the time, those who ask get their budgets met. And as point number 7, you make a decision. So based on all these factors, you choose your shipping vendor. Question number 2. Chantel is asking when to ship products straight from manufacturer to customer. What are the pros and cons? Shipping of a product from a manufacturer directly to the customer is called drop shipping. You drop ship in the following cases. 1. To test demand for a third-party branded product. So it means that a factory has their very own product that is branded with their trademark name, and you want to be their distributor. But you don't know right now whether you have a lot of demand for this product. So you would love to test this product first. And this is where you start drop shipping this product. This is the first case. The second case for drop shipping is when you are testing demand for a white label product. It means that a manufacturer has a product. This product does not have any brand on it, and manufacturer allows you to put your own brand on their product. In the very beginning, when you still do not know whether there is market for this product, you're going to drop ship this product under your own label. So these white label products in the test phase. And the third one would be when you are selling a trendy product that you expect not be able to sell anymore once the trend ends. You may not want to invest into inventory of a trendy product because you do not know when exactly does this trend end, and you don't want to end up with a product that will be unsellable after that. So these three cases. And there is a clear advantage of drop shipping for product demand testing. It means that you do not invest into a large inventory. You are testing, you are selling a product, and then you are fulfilling it directly. There is no inventory investment here. And the con would be that delivery times are very long, between 14 and 40 days. However, if you explain it to your clients, they will accept it. It has been tested. A lot of companies in the United States and across the world are doing drop shipping from China, for example, and the delivery times are mostly 14 days. But if something goes wrong in the transit, it goes up to 40 days. And the experience is that if you inform your clients very well about the possible delivery times, they will wait for your product to arrive. Another disadvantage with the drop shipping is that you are buying one product at a time. It means that you are paying a higher price for a product. For a testing phase, it does not really matter because you are just testing and your product can be more expensive. You set it off against zero investment into inventory. Once demand for a third-party branded product or a white label product is confirmed, once you know that yes, your clients want it and there is demand and you can sell it, I suggest to purchase in bulk, minimize the cost of the product, and ship by sea to your local fulfillment center, and then fulfill locally. In no case do I recommend to do drop shipping for a private label. A private label is your very own product that you have invented and developed and a manufacturer has produced for you. You do not want your manufacturer to drop ship your private label product. Why? Because if you allow your manufacturer to drop ship your private label product, you are basically putting all the eggs that you have into one basket. Imagine you have a production run of something completely different that doesn't have anything to do with this concrete product even. And there is a production problem. There is a conflict that you need to solve and you're negotiating with your manufacturer. In most cases, the manufacturer who keeps your inventory will use this inventory of yours as a lever in negotiation about completely different production in order to get an outcome that is advantageous for a manufacturer. So the manufacturer can say, I'm not going to fulfill your orders of this product until we solved that problem. And this is something that you want to avoid. You don't want to have this cross of interests. Your manufacturer is there to manufacture, and your fulfillment house is there to fulfill. Another disadvantage of putting your inventory of a private label at a manufacturer is that you really don't know whether the manufacturer sells your intellectual property behind your back. Most manufacturers will not do that, but if you want to be 100% sure and keep all the distribution power in your own hands, you ship the whole inventory of yours to your local market, put it into a local fulfillment center, and have the control. The manufacturer should not have an inventory, and even as I say, in the most cases, manufacturers are not interested in selling your stuff because they are manufacturing, they are not in business of retail. So, but what can happen with a manufacturer, they can go bankrupt. And if an offshore manufacturer goes bankrupt, in most of the cases, your inventory will be lost. So there will be no difference made between the inventory of this factory and inventory of their clients, and the whole inventory will be sold off to during the bankruptcy process. So this is why you want to manufacture your inventory and get it out into your local distribution center. Question number 3. Chantel is asking, during sample testing, what are the reasons to not proceed with the selected fabric? Any reason that makes your product unsellable. Any. So the product testing phase, at the moment when you get your sample in the bulk fabric, where the bulk fabric is not purchased yet. So at this moment, you should test it in all possible ways to be sure that the product performs in the way your client wants it to perform. Let me give you a few technical reasons that are a no-brainer to test for. First one would be low color fastness. So you want the color fastness of the fabric to be grade 4 minimum. And if you get a product and after wearing of your product your legs turn blue, it means that you cannot manufacture this product in this fabric because your clients will return the product. The second one would be seam slippage. So if you take your product and you pull on the seam and it breaks, or you wear your product and the seams are breaking after a couple of times of wear, after one wear, two wears, actually it does not matter because you are testing your product for several days, sometimes for one whole month every day, to see how it performs in wear. If there is a tear, you don't want to accept this fabric because you will have returns on it. You cannot sell a pair of pants to your clients that has seam slippage. Peeling of the textile. If you wear your garment for one time, 2, 3 times, even if you have worn it for 2 weeks and it starts peeling on the outside, you don't want to have this fabric because even though clients will not return because of peeling, they will not buy a second pair. Peeling is a turn off for a garment. Once garment starts to peel, you know that a cheap fabric has been used. With one exception, it would be cashmere. So with the cashmere, people will really purchase all those different things to smooth it out again, and they will take care of their garment. But when you have something that is not cashmere and it starts peeling, it's a turn off. Very high shrinkage percentage. Imagine you have your sample, you washed it and it shrunk completely, or it became twice as large, even if it is not twice as large. I would say everything that shrinks more than 5%, you have to have a very good look at. A shrinkage can be a no-go for a fabric. Another factor could be losing shape in wash. So everything is great, nothing shrunk, but everything became like you had a t-shirt and now you don't know what it is. So this is a huge turn off, so you don't want to purchase it because people will wash it and again maybe they will not return it, but they will not buy a second one. So what do people like? People like if they have a piece of clothing that looks great even in the laundry bin. So imagine you have a laundry bin and you look into the laundry bin and something is inside and it looks very nice even when it is in the laundry bin. So this is a great performing product in terms of all these shapes and peelings, etc. On the top of that, each garment serves a certain purpose and has to perform accordingly. For example, we manufacture pilot shirts, and it happens that in the cockpit, it's a very high level of static. So we cannot really use any 100% polyester or high content polyester fabrics. Why? Because this fabric becomes very static and goes and kind of sticks against the body of the pilot and also gives them this electrical shocks once and then. So we had to turn down a certain fabric because of the static for example. And the same thing is counts for your product. Your product has to perform in a certain way. So the fabric has to perform in this way, and you have to test for that. Once you receive your product, what you basically do, you wear it every day as someone would wear it who loves the product. You see how the product performs, and then you see all this color fastness, you see all this slippages, you see all the pillings, you see how does it perform against those criteria that are important for your product, and then you wash it, you see how does it perform in the wash. If it needs to be ironed, then you press it, and then you see how it performs. When you iron it, you do all these tests. After that, you approve or disapprove a product. Please note that at the moment that you have approved the fabric and it has been purchased, it is extremely difficult to return this fabric. And most of the time, it is impossible to return this fabric. Hence, do your product testing very thorough and take your time. Question number 4. Tammy is asking, what type of photos should we be taking to advertise our products? There are 3 types of pictures you are taking in your photo shoot. 1. Editorial pictures. 2. Product pictures. And 3. Lifestyle pictures. Those pictures have different goals. Editorial pictures are designed to create a specific identity in the minds of your target audience when they think of your brand and your product. Those are the most beautiful set pictures. Editorial pictures capture a narrative. Your model, the clothing she's wearing, the makeup, and the environment have to present the essence of the brand, telling a cohesive story. Editorial pictures are used on the landing page of your website, in your marketing materials, and in advertising. I suggest to make at least 10 editorial pictures when you do a photo shoot. You have to script this photo shoot. You have to think about it in advance and script it so that every detail is thought of in advance. Product pictures are made on a mannequin or on a model, mostly against a white background in a studio. So those are cheaper to make. I suggest taking at least 3 pictures per product, front, back, and side. And if you have details on your product, you also take some close-up detail pictures. Product pictures for socks can be made on a sock dummy or on a model. When you make a picture, you just make a picture of a sock dummy or of feet of the model, not the full body pictures of the model. The third category, lifestyle pictures, are taken to create a bond between your brand and your audience, so that your audience can see that real people are wearing your product and they can bond with those. In lifestyle shoots, I suggest to get friends from your target audience to be your lifestyle models in an environment that is considered natural for your brand. It can be city, nature, sea, sports environment, depending on what your brand is all about. So you need to think, what is my natural brand environment? And then get all your friends and their friends together who are your potential target group or who are already your clients, and make a lifestyle photo shoot with them. Again, you will need to script it, because in this case, you are also, there is a second level of difficulty. You are working with models that are not professional, and you will need to give them first the whole script of what's going on there, and second, you will also need to give them guidance on how to behave on the shoot. So these lifestyle pictures come out very beautiful. In lifestyle shoots, group pictures perform better than pictures of a single person wearing your product, because group pictures create strong social proof. There is a group of people wearing Tammy McRae art socks, and they create a wish to belong to this group. So when people see a group of people wearing the socks, they want to be a part of this group. If you are on a budget and you cannot afford the editorial shooting, I suggest to combine editorial shooting with the lifestyle shooting. Your editorial and lifestyle is combined together. So you are taking all your friends and all your clients that are game and friends of friends, you're putting them together in an environment that reflects your brand's values, and you are making great lifestyle pictures because those are not professional models, but you use these lifestyle pictures of high quality as editorial pictures for your advertisement, for your marketing materials, and on the page. So, and also, if you are on a budget and you cannot afford a studio to make pictures of your product for product pictures, simply do those product pictures at home. For fashion, it's quite simple to have a backdrop, a dummy, and make pictures and then send it to your graphic artist to cut it out. And for socks, it is also quite simple. You simply purchase a light box, which is quite cost efficient, and you need a sock dummy. So you can do a product photo shoot of socks at home as well, using a light box, a sock dummy, and a camera or your mobile phone. Question number 5, how you place your product pictures on your website? Tammy is asking. Your editorial pictures go on the landing page, and your lifestyle pictures go on the landing page. And you use your product pictures and your lifestyle pictures on the product pages. So the lifestyle pictures where you have group photos, they are great for landing page, and the lifestyle pictures where you have people, single people wearing your product, they are good for as a demonstration of the product on the product page. On the product page, you will need to have the product pictures, which are your products against the white background. Question number 6, Tammy is asking, how to use your pictures at a vendor event? Vendor events differ in their setup from a small one-table vendor event to a huge full booth vendor event, and you are decorating your place, your stand, depending on the size of the event. You will be using the editorial pictures for decoration. If you do not have the editorial pictures in sense as described in the previous video, you are using the group lifestyle pictures to decorate your stand. You want to use group lifestyle pictures because you want to show the social proof there's a group of people who love your products and they are bonding together all wearing your products. So imagine that you are at a small vendor event, you will have one table. At this event, you would invest into an X banner with a lifestyle picture or editorial picture of your brand, the logo of your brand, the slogan of your brand, the barcode with your contact details, and the contact details of your brand written out in Word. On your table, you will have several sock dummies presenting your products. In the center, I would keep the center free for the price lists and for contact information folders. And then on another side, you would have a tray in black, for example, with your products neatly exposed in this tray. And when you're exposing your products in the tray, you remove the outside plastic bag to show the luxury product to your clients without this plastic bag. We have been talking about sourcing a gift box, a black cube where 4 pairs of socks fit in. So instead of this black tray, you can have 1/3 of a table filled with these open gift cubes where people can see the product inside. And the visitors of the show can instantly purchase a cube. Once they've seen it, they liked it, and they've purchased the whole cube. So this is how I suggest to use your pictures and to do layout on the small vendor show. For a large vendor show, you will need to think about it because it all depends really on what space you have there and how the booth looks like, it differs really from show to show. So you will need to think about it the moment that you know how the whole booth looks like. In any way, you will be using your editorial pictures or your group lifestyle pictures to decorate your booth at the vendor show. Question number 7. Cynthia is asking, how can we protect our intellectual property and ensure that our manufacturing process and product designs are kept confidential? So here are some ways to protect your intellectual property and manufacturing processes. I have to say that I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. For any legal advice, I recommend you to talk to your attorney. So the first thing would be to file for patents. Anywhere where you can protect your intellectual property with a patent, you should do that. Patents are a form of legal protection for inventions. They give the inventor exclusive rights to make, use, and sell the invention for a certain period of time. Filing for patents can help protect your manufacturing processes and product design from being copied or used by others. So this is straightforward. The second way would be implement a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. NDA is a legal binding agreement that prevents employees, contractors, and other parties from disclosing confidential information about your manufacturing processes and product designs. NDA can help ensure that your intellectual property remains confidential. NDA works very well, from my personal experience, outside of manufacturing zones, or let's say in the United States, in Europe, it works quite well. In China, an NDA does not protect you from a third party using your intellectual property. So why? Because the manufacturer is not interested in any breach. The manufacturer will not use your product, but somebody else. The access to manufacturing is that easy that anyone taking your product, just buying your product, goes to another manufacturer and manufactures there. So this NDA does not really help much, so to speak, for someone to come and take it and manufacture. NDA, well, it's good to have it. It just does not protect you much in manufacturing countries. The third one would be to use trademarks and copyrights. Trademarks and copyrights protect intellectual property related to branding and creative works. Trademarks can protect your business name, your logo, and other branding elements, while copyrights can protect original creative works, such as designs and written materials. It is important to get a trademark not only in the country where you sell your goods, but also in the country where you manufacture your goods. And this is a very good protection, because at the moment that you have a trademark rights to your trademark in the country where you manufacture your goods, the manufacturer or any other third party are legally not allowed to reproduce it without your consent. So even if someone starts reproducing your product, they are legally not allowed to sell it in this country. And this trademarking in the country where you manufacture, to start with, is the best way to protect your intellectual property. Of course, followed by the patents or done together with patents, but this one is a very, very potent one, and everybody should do that. Once you've patented everything and you have your trademarks, you have to monitor on infringement and you have to prosecute infringement. And the way number 5 that I would recommend is to manufacture with people, with companies that you know and trust. Why? Because those companies you know and trust, they can know all ins and outs of your product. And while manufacturing, they can separate your product in several parts and manufacture those components in 2-3 different places. Depends on the product. Not every product can be manufactured like that, but the product can be manufactured at one part at one facility, another part at another facility, so nobody outside knows what's really being manufactured. And only one trusted party puts it all together, for example. And only this one trusted party knows then the whole process and everybody else just knows part of the process. Again, not all products can be manufactured in this way, but for all products counts, manufacture with those you know and trust. From my personal experience, from all these points, which ones are the most effective? The most effective are to manufacture with those you trust and know, to trademark your products in the country where you manufacture, and of course in the country where you sell, in both, and the third one to file for patents. So these three are really working very well. NDAs, they do not work in countries that manufacture because access to manufacturing is very easy. Somebody else can take it and bring it somewhere else and manufacture it. It is not difficult. For example, if someone wants to manufacture something in Germany, it's extremely difficult because there are no manufacturing facilities here. But since all manufacturing facilities are concentrated in Asia, someone may consider to take one product, buy it here, and then move to another factory, manufacture it there, and you have not signed NDA with all factories in this country, right? Question number 8. Tammy is asking, what's the best way to find models for your photo shoot? The best way to find models for your photo shoot will depend on your specific needs, your budget, and your location. When you have a high budget, a solid budget, then obviously you go to a modeling agency and you hire your models, you hire a photographer. It's very straightforward. So I've decided to give you the insights or share my insights in how to get models and photographers for your photo shooting if your budget is very low. So if you are on budget, if you cannot spend much, if you don't have budget to hire professional models for your photo shoot, there are still a few ways you can find models to work with. So, number 1, ask your friends and family. Your friends and family are a great target group to ask. Your friends will bring friends. Your family will bring friends and their friends. When I started with my first fashion brand, all my friends were helping to do all the photo shoots. They were helping me to shoot my collections, and I was giving them clothing that they were modeling as a gift. So this was a barter exchange. Ask your friends and family. One of the easiest way to find models is by asking your friends and family if they would be willing to model for you. You might be surprised by how many people are willing to help out. And this is true, and this is something you have to do anyway, because you want to have this lifestyle pictures, and the lifestyle pictures are to be made with real live people. So you will need to ask your friends and family for lifestyle photo shoot. The second one would be to reach out to local modeling agencies. And even if you cannot afford to hire professional models, you can still reach out to local modeling agencies to see if they have any models who are looking to build their portfolio. There are a lot of models who just started out. They do not have a portfolio yet, and they have to have a portfolio, and they would model for you for free in exchange for the pictures. So you can ask local modeling agencies whether they have models who are building up their portfolio right now and are interested in exchange of photo shoot for pictures. This is a very good strategy. I have clients who use just this one strategy for all their shootings for years. The third one would be to use social media. So social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook can be great tools for finding models. You can post a call for models on your social media accounts or search for models using hashtags related to your shoot. In this post, you can say that you are looking for models who are building their portfolios and would model in exchange for pictures. Same counts for photographers. Photographers who are just starting out or they want to change direction. Sometimes you have a lifestyle photographer who wants to build out his portfolio or her portfolio to fashion photography. So these photographers, they also want to build up their portfolio, and you want to find such a photographer for your shooting so that those pictures of yours can be used by you by the photographer for their portfolio and by the models for their portfolio. This is a huge win-win. So no money flows in this situation, just the pictures and time. Number 4 would be to collaborate with other creatives. So if you know other photographers, makeup artists, or stylists, you can collaborate with them to find models. They may have connections to models who are looking to build their portfolios and would be willing to work with you. Any of those creators would have a network and would know people. So either you are asking a photographer or a stylist, or you are asking a makeup artist. All of them would have a network that you can tap in. And there will be people in this network who want to build up their portfolio. Number 5 is a product for picture exchange. You can use online photographer services such as Let's Collab, Facebook group. Those are services that trade pictures for your product. You are sending your product to them. They're making pictures of your product and they're keeping the products. There are different rules for that. You will need to read and investigate the rules. Every organization has slightly different rules, but let's say Let's Collab Facebook group is a very good organization where you can do that. And in this case, you do not need to look for models because those photographers, they have their own setup there. They have the models, photographers, you're contacting them, you're telling them what you need, how many pictures you need, and they're telling you how many products do they need from you, what will be the exchange, how many products against how many pictures. It's all based on the price of your product, so you will need to dive in and investigate it. Also, if you're looking for a product for picture exchange, you may want to consider reaching out to amateur photographers, photography students, photography enthusiasts who may be interested in building their portfolio and willing to exchange their services for your product. Social media is a wonderful place to look for such collaborations, and there are a lot of Facebook groups where all these creators gather and where you can talk to them. And of course, if you have a high budget, you always can go to an agency, to a modeling agency, and hire a professional photographer, and then everything will be taken care of. But even though you have professionals, for every photo shoot you have to have a script and a vision. A photographer will support you, but you have to give them the first brief on how you want it, and then they will fill it in. You basically need to think very well about your photo shoot. What do you want to use in a photo shoot? What does it mean? How does it reflect your brand? What does everything stand for? All the props that you are using in your photo shoot. Does the place, the location, amplify the value of your brand? All of those components that go into your picture, you have to think about in advance. Of course, this counts for your editorial photo shoot and for your lifestyle photo shoot, because product photo shoot is straightforward, simply your product against the white background. Those are all questions for today. Thank you very much for submitting your questions. Thank you for being with me on this Q&A. I'm very much looking forward to your question for the next week. And if you need help with your fashion business or you need support by like-minded brand owners, grab your 14 days free trial in Fashion Business Mastermind in description under this video. In those 14 days, you will do more for your business than you have done in the past 3 years. This is a fact. Thank you for being here and wear your passion.